Good Monday morning, everybody. How are ya? I thought this week for that we will play with the same pattern for 3 days in a row because I enjoyed doing that the last time I did it, so I'm going to do it again. I was perusing Pinterest and Instagram as I do to get inspiration for today, and I found this pattern that is a classic Zentangle pattern. Is actually got two names. It's called Stoic is the official Zentangle name, and then Twile, Twile, is the somebody else had deconstructed it, not knowing that this name was already out there. So it's called both when you look it up. It's basically a, let me set this down here. I got to close my window so I get less glare. There we go. That's better for you guys. All right, so it's a grid pattern. Wow, I've got the chunks in there today. So you just draw your grid, right? Where's my pointy stick? All right. So you draw a grid. And then the next thing you do is this step here. I don't like this step out because it's not kind of in order, but here we go. You draw a square in the middle of each of your squares. And then you do this step, which is to take a line and go straight across here, right? And then you do this same line coming down and then going back this way. And then, of course, it doesn't show the other one, but you go upward. And then you can embellish. So even this step out isn't 100% correct, but that's okay. And then that is what the general pattern looks like if you have embellished with more lines. And it looks like a sort of woven, I'm assuming a twill weave. And that's what it looks like. It also kind of looks to me like, you know, those old-fashioned summer chairs. Back in the day, they were made out of like this plasticky cloth that got woven. Kind of reminds me of that as well. But anyway, it's some sort of a weave, and that's what we're going to play with today. And then we're going to play with that same pattern throughout the week in different ways. Boy, I thought all my frogs were gone. I took my allergy meds this morning, but apparently my frogs are still here. And because it is Monday and it is the last Monday in the Colorific Artsy Summer by Ayala Art, I forgot to look up that page and have it ready. Let's see, do I have that somewhere in my Pinterest? No, I don't know where it is. Oh, it was in Instagram, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Give me just a second to go to Instagram here. Turn off this because you won't be able to see. And I want to go to Ayala. But see, my Instagram feed is full of art, inspiration. Every time I go on here, well, and cats climbing walls because they're just cute. Let's see. I want to go to Ayala Art. I love to paint. Here is her challenge page. And August 4th week colors are a blue, which I've chosen sky blue of my colored pencils for that one. And then an orange, which I've chosen Orange Lake here. And a pink, which I've chosen Jaipur pink. So that's that. Let's go back to my Pinterest inspiration here. All right. Now I can turn on my light. And now you can see the colors properly. There's my blue, my orange, and my pink. That's what we're going to color with today. And let's make sure this light is all the way up. And I'm going to open my curtains again because I need the most light as possible. More light the better for me. Okay, so let's draw. I'm going to give myself a nice border. I'm not going to be too worried about being, super specific with this. You can if you want. Absolutely could be very precise. I'm just going to give it, shall we give that many squares? Shall we go, how big of squares do I want? Let's do that. Okay. Just trying to decide how many divisions I want on my page. I think I'm going to go ahead and divide it kind of in half and then in half again. We're going to make in half and in half again. Something like that. Something like that. Very simple. And what pen are we going to draw with today? Where'd my number 2 go? I just filled my number 2. Oh, there it is. Under my phone. So I'm going to go then and draw. People are asking what kind of pen I'm using. That is the kind I'm using today. This. I could be very precise with my grid, but I'm not going to. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. Matter of fact, see, I'm very light with those pencil lines are just a general guide. They're not perfect. And I'm going to erase those lines. Get rid of those because I didn't draw on them. So I'll just get rid of them so they don't distract us or drawing anything else. Then I'm going to draw the square in the middle, like so. I'm trying to be relatively consistent with my squares, but they're not going to be all the same. I could use my ruler and make a pencil line and then draw the square, which I guess I could have done. But I'm just sticking these squares in the middle here. That one is a little big. It's alright. It's alright. It's all alright. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the middle because we're going to draw this one just as it is shown today. And then on the next 2, we're going to play and experiment and see what other things we can come up with that we can use for this pattern to make it look different and fun. Like I can see putting cubing in the middle of these. Can you? I can. And I can see these being smaller, making a bigger square in the middle. I can see them being on a wonky grid. I saved all sorts of inspiration. So if you want to go over to my Pinterest page, I saved several from Margaret Bremer. She's the enthusiastic artist on Blogspot, on her blog. That blog has not been updated in quite some time. I don't know if Margaret is still with us. She did have a sidebar on her blog that she was dealing with some health issues that she had, and that she wasn't going to update for a while. And I don't know when that was posted, and I don't know if she will ever come back or what, because I don't know her personally. But she's got some really awesome art. And if there is anything that, if she has her blog monetized in any way, if she's no longer here, if there's something that we could do to support her family by clicking on her blog and supporting her that way, that, it's always a possibility. I don't know how that works. I had a blog back in the day, like way back in the day, and I don't think I have touched it since, like, oh gosh, at least 10 years, maybe more. It was before YouTube was a thing, and blogs were all the rage. Well, now that we can do video blogs or vlogs, most people's blogs don't really do much. They are not the rage. But they're still out there, and they're still useful, and I appreciate people who have blogs. I do. I never kept up with mine. I had a hard time. Well, I was way busier then than I am now. I had a kiddo at home and life. Life is still doing life, but it's getting better. I'm having a little bit more free time than I did then. But yeah, I wasn't very good at it. Okay, so that was filling that in, and then first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend this line this way on all of these. Right across the top of our box. There's another pattern that does this, but without filling in the box in the middle, and I don't remember what it's called. But I remember doing it. And turn our page and do the same thing on the next row. It's easiest if we turn our page and do that same movement rather than going around. Just for me, it's easier to just do the same stroke and then just turn the page. Super easy. I missed. It's helping to square off my square here too. And this way. Alright, now that's the basic pattern. Easy, right? Easy, easy, easy. This is okay, so Calorific Artsy Summer, August week 4. There's the name, there's I've signed it. Okay, so what do I want to do for coloring? Do I want to go ahead and do those lines? Maybe I do. Let's go ahead and do the lines so it looks more like the pattern. Okay, and then I'm going to go this way. Now you can really see that weave. I think I'm going to use a bigger pen, maybe the 05, and I think this is going to go this way with a little wiggledy-jiggledy. We're going to wiggledy-jiggledy going the other way, wiggledy-jiggledy. I missed one. It's going to be like it's made out of 2 different kinds of ribbons or something. I still see patio chair. Old-fashioned plastic fold-up aluminum frame patio chair. That's what I see. Okay, and then I'm going to color. I'm going to color with pink and orange. Let's do orange this direction. So how are you guys? How was your weekend? When you see this, we will have just finished my friend's daughter's wedding. It will have been a very, very long weekend. We're going to have lots of people here at the house. People are coming down to stay with us for the wedding weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a whirlwind of activity. I have taken the week off so that I'm available to help my friend if needed, to help at her house for whatever wedding stuffs may be required of me. I know that she's going to have pre- and post-wedding festivities at her house. And I don't know what all help she's going to need, but we're here to help her. I do know that they're having some construction done at their home in the backyard, and that contractor is not doing a spectacular job. And yeah, I suspect that there will be some assistance needed in getting the backyard ready. And of course, it's like a bazillion degrees here, so working outside is not pleasant. But we will do what we have to do because that's who we are. We're going to help. We're just giving this a little bit of color to go with our colorific artsy summer. We could just have ended, with the pattern and just done some shading and been done with it, and that also would be absolutely fine. I saw in my inspiration when I was looking at Margaret Bremer's blog, she did one in the round. I want to try that. I think that's what I want to try on the next one. Now, I want to get some blue in here, so I'm going to use the blue as shading. That's why I didn't care if I got too close to the edge with my other coloring, because I knew I was going to shade with blue. See? Shading with blue. Shows how we do a question. Sure, let's do a question. Let's have something to talk about. What would you save if your house was on fire? Imagine you can only save 3 things. My computer, because that's where all my pictures are stored. My fire safe, which has all of our important documents in it, wills, passports, insurance information, all of that stuff. Those two things are the most important, and then I would probably grab my wedding album. Because pictures are the first thing that come to mind, and my wedding album is definitely not digitized. I don't have it on my hard drive, so that would be one of the things I think I would grab. Pictures would be the most important. Memories are the most important. Other things are just things. But photos can't be replaced. If other people don't have a copy, then they're just gone. Yep, those would be my three things. And I think about that as I'm drawing this. The state of Hawaii and the people in Lahaina are just suffering unimaginable horrors with the fires that are going on. I was reading some news reports that said that the fire was moving so fast, and the lady had to run and jump over the seawall and into the water to save her life, and that the fire within like 15 to 20 seconds went an entire city block, just whoof. And there were many who jumped into the water, and there were some who didn't make it. She said it was cold. She was in the water for many hours. And when she got cold, she would get near something that was on fire to warm up, but then she was getting burned, so then she would go back down into the water, and it was cold. I can't even imagine the horror of trying to survive that. So thinking about saving 3 items, most of these people didn't get to save anything. They barely got to save their own lives. There's no way they were saving computers and things. That's a luxury. Did you see any of that? Was I zoomed in so far that you couldn't see any of what I just did? Probably. Sorry. And we're going to go this way. This thing, I think I'm going to go a little darker here on this side. Something like that. Is that working? Is it becoming shaded? It kind of looks funny as blue, but I thought the blue would work instead of graphite, but I don't know. I don't know if it's working the way I had anticipated in my head. I don't think it is, but that's okay. We'll just add a little graphite. Maybe here along that line. Okay. Yeah, let me put a little graphite in there. Let's just do this. like that. I don't know if that's getting a little muddy. I might not like that. No, it's all right. It's okay. I see it. Do you see it? I see it. That's all right. We'll put a little corner here. A little triangle. In that spot right there. And maybe on that side too. And then I'll get out my blending stump and see what happens if I blend it. Because sometimes it looks funny until it's blended. Blending stump. Let's just blend all of this. We'll see. It might feel a little muddy, but it's all right. It's all right. It is what it is. That's not too bad. Alrighty, there we go. Today's pattern. Get out far enough so that I can get a thumbnail. Okay. That looks all right. Not exactly what I had anticipated, but it looks all right. I feel like I want brighter color. Can I get a brighter color with my markers? I'm afraid to put marker down because I'm afraid it's gonna not go well. But you know what? I really want a brighter color right in the middle. Oh, that's better. That's what it needed. A brighter color. So let's do that with that and with a pink going this way. It was just a little muddy. Those colors kind of blended in with the graphite and the blue and got a little muddy. That's better. And that looks exactly like what I had envisioned. That looks like one of those 1970s aluminum folding chair for the summer. That's exactly what that looks like. Perfect way to end the calorific artsy summer and head into fall soon. We're gonna be heading into September. Wow. When did that happen? Another week or so we'll be in September. Wow. All right. Anyways, you guys have a blessed day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place if you can, if you have the means. Please research and find an appropriate resource for donating to the people of Hawaii who have suffered this horrific fire. Um, there are many good charities. Don't fall for any scams, but a reputable, good charity. Um, I know everybody has their own personal opinion as to what is a place that they want to give their money to and where they don't want to. But, places like Red Cross, United Way, your local church of denomination. I know for myself, I'm Presbyterian. Presbyterian Disaster Relief will send money and people, church members on the island to help and assist. So, but I know that there are many other good charities. Just don't give your money to scammers, because scammers come out of the woodwork when disasters happen. So be sure you do your due diligence. But if you have an extra dollar or two that you can give to that sort of effort, I encourage you to do so. And I will see you on the next video. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.